Hey guys, so oddly enough I think I've broken my toe, so here we are doing the second video on our channel, and we're going to try to do this with a broken toe while my daughter sleeps and not wake her up. So we're about to give you some army showcases, and first up is going to be my favorite and first, my Ork army. Alright, so we managed to get the army set up without waking up our little girl. So here's just kind of a quick overview of the entire army. And you should see here in a minute, I'll start putting stats on the screen because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. We use Battlescribe for all of our armies, so we'll be putting the points based on what we've entered in for these rosters on there. And we'll showcase a few of what I think are my favorite and most unique models. Some of these are magnetized and can work in multiple ways. And then we get into my Ork shame. Soon to be shameless is the Stompa, but I do have a whole nother Stompa behind there. I plan on in the future trying to turn him into a Gargant using some additional sprue bits from Games Workshop. Alright, so I just want to showcase a few individual models, things that I think are just really awesome and cool and that I'm really proud of and excited to use on the table. So this first one here, when I originally got this, it was just a rhino. I think it was from like a Blood Angels. It was rough shape, not a great paint job. Originally I just painted up the rhino and added on the extra bits just to make it a looted wagon, but as any of the Ork players know, the looted wagon has had some ups and downs with the rules, and so when they came out with the gun wagon, I actually used some additional bits to attach this wonderful weapon on here. So I run this as a gun wagon. It's to scale. I checked the measurements against my battle wagon, so it's the same length, width, and approximate height. These are all parts from different Games Workshop models, so this is technically, from my understanding, it is legal to play with. And it's just one of the great things about Orks is that I can take parts and bits and spare things and make something that not only looks cool, but functions perfectly for the wah. Another model I wanted to talk about is my Morkanaut. I really think this is a really cool model, and when done right, I've actually found that I can make him convertible, so he can fully be a Gorkanaut as well. So I've magnetized on the custom force field, and I left his interior open so I can just store his extra bit, so you can just easily, this has enough force that you can just kind of push it in, pull it out, so you can switch out the two weapons for the front, and that makes a nice storage space for when you're putting everything up. I also found that with this piece, now you do have to be careful. Alright guys, sorry about that. Crying baby, and she of course takes priority as always. I love Warhammer, but definitely love my daughter more. So, now we're back. She's satisfied, been fed and changed. So as I was showing the side part, the gun here, if you're really careful with it, I found what you can do is you can actually, I mean, you could probably magnetize this, but just the force of the pieces, I found that you can just kind of snap it on and off. You know, I always get worried I'm going to break it, but really it's pretty sturdy in there. So when you look at it, you can see, if I can get a better view here for you, just the side pieces here create enough force and tension that it holds this plate up. And so you do have to have this piece here stick into the gun bit, just because this ring is what holds it nicely into the gun portion. So, you know, if you want your custom blastas to be interchangeable, and I just use some blue tack to help hold it in as well. I use blue tack or magnets depending on the situation, but you know, you really can't even see or tell that it's there when you do it right, and so you're able to change this out. So if you wanted him to be a Gorkanaut instead of a Morkanaut, I can just pull this out, switch it around, reconnect everything, and again take off the custom force field, and there we go. So you know, I love magnetization of any models. It's really just a great way to save money, because you know it can be a little bit of an expensive hobby. You know, if you want multiples of things, then you know, definitely go for it by all means. I know I do. But when that's not an option, magnetization and just setting things up to be customized like that is always great. Alright, so here's a couple more models I just wanted to display. So this is a Pain Boy on a war bike, obviously. So I just took a regular biker boy and I set him up with his tools on the back here. So I just added those on and glued it on, and I took a power claw, and instead of assembling the claw like normal, I took some, as you can see, some other bits. These are Necron from, like, I think it's from the Canoptic Spider spare bits, things like that. Painted them like they have different, you know, fluids, antidotes, poisons, etc. Just very orky kind of power claw, Doc's tools combination for him to wield, and I think it turned out really great. He looks cool. The claw, I just absolutely love it. A great model for the table. And the next one, so I built this entire thing from bits. As you can see, this is one of the guns from a Tau, and I just from the hammerhead specifically, and I just kind of flipped it around, attached a whole bunch of bits to it and some sprue parts. I used some extra guns from some of the planes, some other bits to just kind of add it on, custom force field on the back, of course, because this is a big mech on a war bike. So got to have the custom force field, the saw. I just used a lot of the parts from that kit that has the, you know, the mech parts that come with, your ludas, and then just a kill saw that I had extra laying around with the the mech head. So again, this one was completely custom, and I used this is from some of the Storm Boys. So I put this on the back, so it's kind of like he's got a jet thruster, some repulsors to lift him off the ground, and then just a wheel in the front. And it's just so super orky, and it works just because he believes it does. I mean, you can't beat that. So super great. Another great model I love to put on the table. He's just a lot of fun to look at and play with. Alright, honestly, and you guys may get sick of my custom orc models, but it's just absolutely my favorite thing in the world is just playing with the orcs. Their lore and fluff is so cool, and the army, the models, it's amazing. So just broke that on camera, but as you guys know, hey, it's Warhammer, and these guys, they break easy. A little bit of glue will fix it, no problem. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. So yeah, kit bashing is just one of my all-time favorite things to do with orcs. This sometimes it's just really easy, just because of their lore and fluff. But as you can all tell, this is just a weird boy in my army. I molded him actually after the actual model a little bit, just kit bashed him and made him custom. So as you can see with his little staff, and I got the Gretchen hanging off the back of him. Yeah, this was just another little fun little model that I made, and off some spare parts, and absolutely love to use him, and I think he looks really cool. As you can see, he's got the psychic energy coming out of his eyes a little bit. So just a great model. Alright, another model I'm really happy with. This is, of course, from the Mega Knobs kit, the new kit, where you can create the big mech and mega armor, and then the Mega Knobs. So he is able to be taken apart. I just used some blue tack, so I can stick that on and take that off. I can switch them out from the custom force field to the teleporter blaster, take them off entirely. We can change out his weaponry, and fully make him into just a standard Mega Knob as well. So we can change out his options or make him that way. And all of the Mega Knobs that I have from that set, I've got so their weapons can be changed out and customized all the way. I can make them with or without the rockets, the flamethrowers, or the just the regular weapons, all just using a little bit of blue tack. Alright, one more model to display. Really, I'm just proud of this one because my wife got it for me for Christmas. I'm sure all of you fans can recognize him as the Red Gobbo. She got him for me for Christmas, and I made sure that I did some really good detail work on him. Just really proud of him. So glad that she thought of me and got something like this for me. I mean, it just really means the world to me that she plays this game with me. I know there's a lot of people out there that think, hey, there's not a lot of women gamers, and there's not, unfortunately. I love to see that more in the hobby, but for me to have found someone who just 100% shares this hobby with me, the painting, the playing, so fortunate. Alright, so here's just another kit bashed model. Really pleased with him as well. This is my knob with wall banner. So I just made this out of some spare parts off of the Death Dread and some other things that I had. So just really, I think it's a cool model. I just need to hurry up and get him painted, because for now he's part of my pile of shame. But again, another kit bashed model that I'm happy with. Another kit bashed model. Yeah, I've got a few of these. So this is just a mech gun. So I made this one into the Blaster one. I didn't want to do like any of the bubble guns and stuff, but here you can see I used a couple more of those weaponry from some the Tau hammerheads, and just some extra bits. I need to hurry up and get him painted as well, but isn't that always the story? You know, you make a cool model, or you buy a bunch of cool models, and you've just got so much on your plate, and then something else comes up that you want to paint more, or something happens that you just kind of step away from a project, and when you come back, you don't pick up where you left off. But yeah, it's a great model. As always, when I do my kit bashes, I do research and try to make sure I can get them as close to scale as possible to anything that I'm actually playing. I just like to keep it realistic for, you know, for those purposes. Alright, just a couple quick mentions on some models. These aren't kit bashed, these are just your standard models. These are some bikers, but I have magnetized their arms simply so that I can run them as just regular war bikers, or I can run them as knobs on war bikes with power claws. So have several of these. I think they're really cool as well. One last mention is I have 2 Dakka jets already, but this one I have decided to put a little more time and effort into. It's still a work in progress, but I have gone ahead and made it where he's a little more customizable, so I can remove these wing ends and determine how many guns I want him to have or not have. And then he's kind of got everything attached to him, but I made all of the missiles and bombs, they're magnetized so that I can run him as like the Burno Bomber. Even this is magnetized on, like I can change this out, put the grot in there with the gunner and all of that. So it's a work in progress, but it's going to be completely customizable, so I can run it as any of the options except for the WAS bomb. So, well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed reviewing my Warhammer 40k Ork army. As most of you can tell who are familiar with this hobby and the lore, with their blue, they are a Deathskulls army. I've had them that way since forever, and I absolutely love their blue is lucky culture. So it's a lot of fun to play with. Hope you guys will leave me a comment, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and look out for our next content. Thanks.